Welcome. This is the race briefing for the 3 marathons in 3 days that is on 10th to the 12th of July 2015. There are 4 races for this event: the 3 marathons in 3 days, the Cairns Marathon, the Cowrie Half Marathon, and the 1.5. Please pause the video if you need more time to read a slide. The race rules are given in this video. Breaking any of the rules may incur a time penalty or disqualification. Any such penalties are at the event director's discretion and are final. Mandatory gear is the gear you must carry with you during the race. This is the list of the mandatory gear. You must carry the mandatory gear for the entirety of the event. You must produce the gear at registration and on request from race officials anywhere along the course. You can hire the bandages and whistle at registration for a $30 refundable deposit. You must carry 2 Elastoplast or Handy's heavy crepe bandage 10 centimeters by 2.3 meters on marathons 1 and 2. Don't turn up with anything else. You will not be allowed to compete without the correct gear. It is highly recommended for Marathon 3 as well. Triangular bandages and small crepe bandages are of little use in treating snake bites. You need a whistle, and no, your own mouth is not a viable option. At registration each day, you will receive a race bib and a map with written descriptions. Your race bib must be visible at all times on the front of your body. You cannot transfer your bib to another competitor. We must know exactly who is on the course at all times. You must carry your own hydration system, for example, a water bottle or Camelback. You must carry your own nutrition to sustain you for each stage of the event. You must have a head torch if you are an early starter. Ensure that you are in good health and that you do not have any illness that will hinder your ability to complete the event. It is your responsibility to monitor your health and condition during the race. You must withdraw from the race if you are no longer fit enough to continue. If you feel unwell on race day, don't race. The state emergency services may be in attendance at the event. Be warned that they may be a considerable distance from you. A basic first aid kit and a satellite phone are available at each checkpoint. If you need first aid, attract the attention of another runner, track user, motorist, or go to the nearest checkpoint or to the finish line. Ensure you know how to deal with a snake bite. If another competitor is in trouble, you must stop to help them. Read the document Running Safely on Trails in the Far North Queensland, sent out with your registration confirmation email. If you withdraw from the race, you must report to the closest checkpoint or the finish line and hand in your race bib. Don't leave without telling the race director, a checkpoint marshal, or a volunteer at the finish line. People leaving the course without informing anyone causes a lot of distress for organisers. Send the race director a text or email as soon as possible to let them know where you are. Apart from staying hydrated, competitors must take responsibility for their own nutritional needs and safety during and between stages of the race. If you have any known medical condition, such as diabetes, asthma, allergy to penicillin, etc., please ensure you record the following information and carry it with you during the race. This is not just an administrative request. It could be a matter of life and death in an emergency. Stop the video if you need to read this slide. You are responsible for knowing the course of the race. Don't assume the person ahead of you knows the way or are going the right way. Some locals may also sabotage the race and move signs. The course is challenging and mostly on trails and dirt roads. There are steep ascents and descents each day. There are numerous shallow creek crossings each day. Marathon 1 is considered the most technical. Marathon 2 is the most grueling, with some relentless hills known to make grown men cry. The Cairns Marathon is the fastest of the 3 days, but has a 14-kilometre downhill section on bitumen, which will play havoc with your knees and quads. The start. Marathon 1 starts on Koondoo Street in Kuranda, adjacent to the Kuranda Visitor Information Centre. Marathons 2 and 3 start at Cedar Park Rainforest Resort in Koa. Turn left 1 kilometre past Koa Roadhouse off the Kennedy Highway. Registration and start times. There is no race kit to collect. Pick up your bib and merchandise at registration from 7 to 7:15 a.m. for a 7:30 a.m. start. Early starters need to register at 6:30 a.m. for a 6:45 a.m. start. You must negotiate an early start for Marathon 1 and 2 with the race director, Lorraine Lawson. Race directors will allocate the start time of the Cairns Marathon to 3 marathons in 3 days competitors when they finish on day 2. This is not negotiable and important to ensure compliance with traffic control on the roads in Cairns. As a rough guide, competitors who finish day 1 and or day 2 in over 5 3/4 hours will be required to start at 6:45 a.m. Those doing only the Cairns Marathon or the 1.5 must nominate their own start time based on previous events. Early starters will be those who run slower than a 4-hour 15-minute road marathon or a 2-hour 15-minute road half marathon. The early start is only for runners who are slow. If you arrive at a checkpoint prior to our volunteers, you will be required to wait until they do arrive. Pause the video and study the table to determine if you are an early starter. Please pause the video if you need more time to read a slide. The last 3 kilometres of the Cairns Marathon has changed. It now finishes in Goombura Park. Follow directions from traffic controllers and marshals on the roads in Cairns. Strict road rules apply for this section of the course. Do not break any race rules or you will be disqualified from the race. Please pause the video if you need more time to read a slide. You may need to exit the course. Check your maps for the designated escape routes each day. Remember that this is most likely forward, as our volunteers pack up and move on from checkpoints once all the competitors have gone through. Carry your phone, but be mindful that you may only have intermittent or no coverage along some sections of the course, including at Speewah Campground and Cedar Park Rainforest Resort. Please pause the video if you need more time to read a slide. Course markings. Various groups use this area for events. Make sure you can identify our course markings at track junctions and road intersections. The course is marked with bright orange and blue flagging tape, directional arrows, and wrong way crosses. Black arrows on bright yellow, pink, or orange backgrounds. You do not need to navigate your way along the course, but for safety reasons you are required to carry the maps provided and be familiar with the terrain and directions, as signs are occasionally removed off the course despite our best efforts. The sign must have the Dynamic Running logo on it, or it is not one of ours. You must stay on the marked course. Shortcuts are not permitted. If you think you have gone the wrong way or signs are missing, check your map, wait for another competitor, or go back. The use of iPods or other music players with headphones are not allowed. You must remain aware of your surroundings at all times. Pets or dogs anywhere along the course are prohibited. This applies to competitors, volunteers, and support crew. Do not litter. Put your rubbish in the bins provided at the checkpoints and the start-finish. Use of profanity, swearing, or aggression towards race officials or other competitors will result in immediate disqualification from the event. The volunteers, marshals on the course are not the people to talk to or abuse. If you have a problem, speak directly to the race directors, Lorraine and Larry Lawson. No roads are closed for this event. Obey all road rules and give way to vehicles, trail bikes, mountain bikes, horses, pigs, and cassowaries. If you need to go to the toilet, bury your waste well away from watercourses. You must complete the marked course on foot under your own power. Trekking poles are permitted. Stay on the marked course. Shortcuts are not permitted. If you think you have gone the wrong way, check your map, wait for another competitor, or go back. You must obey all directions of race officials. All competitors will be allowed to finish the race in their own time, within reason. Race officials can and will withdraw competitors from the course as required. Most gates will be locked and you will need to climb over or through them. Leave gates as you find them. The purpose for the checkpoints are to ensure the safety of the competitors. Failing to pass through a checkpoint or failing to get your bib number recorded will result in disqualification. If you arrive early at a checkpoint on marathons 1 or 2 because you elected the incorrect starting time, you will be required to wait until the volunteers arrive and are set up. It is your responsibility to get your bib number ticked off at all designated checkpoints. Tap water and comfort foods such as salty chips, slice, fruit, and Endura or Gatorade will be provided at selected checkpoints and at the finish. You are responsible for your own nutritional needs on this race. You can put your gear in the drop boxes going to selected checkpoints. Pause the video and read the conditions that apply. Pause the video to study this slide. Do not expect to get back any of the gear from the drop boxes. Do not include any valuable items. You must place your gear for the Copperlode checkpoint on the Cairns Marathon into the drop box during registration for Marathon 2 on the Saturday. Those only doing the Cairns Marathon don't need this drop box. Carry your own gear for the race. Support crews must not interrupt checkpoint marshals to ask for directions. Print out and study the information and maps provided in your confirmation email for the support crews. Support crews must follow the instructions of race officials. The event organisers are not responsible for the safety or whereabouts of support crew. Pause the video to study this slide. Collect your medal and age category ribbon, if applicable, from the desk at the finish line each day. Timekeeper and recorders are busy. Leave them alone so they can concentrate on their job. All competitors that complete the full 126.6 kilometres receive a tailor-made 3 marathons in 3 days finishers medal. Trophies will be handed out after the Cairns Marathon. Please contact us if you have any other questions. Thank you for your time.